The Prophet ﷺ famously said that al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbun ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if, that the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. Obviously strength being in iman, but also being in physical strength, because they go hand in hand. Like when you think about the Sahaba, you think of, Umar, Ali, Hamza, Khalid ibn Walid radiyallahu anhum, that they were all, at the top when it comes to iman in their qalb, in their heart, but also in iman in their strength, right? You see the Prophet ﷺ praising them heavily, in the battlefield, for what the actions that they have done. And we may know this, that, okay, yes, strength is important in our deen, and we might have even tried to get stronger. We've been training for maybe a little bit, but sometimes we get confused, like, okay, how do I actually get strong? Like, what exercises do I specifically do? And so that's why I collected the 7 exercises, body weight exercises, that you need to gain real strength. This isn't fluff. This isn't like a 6-minute ab or like fancy like gym exercise with a cable or with the incline, anything like that. Rather, I do all of these 7 my personal self. These aren't fluff. This is the real deal. Starting with number 1, pull-ups. Pull-ups are the number 1 pulling exercise you need. If you can't do pull-ups, then you need to be able to get to do pull-ups. Pull-ups, when you do pull-ups, your back and your biceps and like your forearms also, they just blow up, especially when you keep on going up and up and up in your reps, or even weighted. If you go weighted, when you go weighted pull-ups, you get like insane strength. Now to actually like do your first pull-up, like, because a lot of like pull-ups are obviously very hard, like for the average person, there's really 3 ways you can go about getting your first pull-up. Number 1 being doing inverted rows. Inverted rows, I'll have it on the screen. It's like kind of like a body weight row almost. It's like a push-up, but like for your back. Number 2, you could do pull-up hold. So you can go to the top of a pull-up bar and hold yourself at the very top for time, and then you'll eventually kind of get stronger, and maybe even control the negative, and then you'll maybe get the strength later on to do an actual pull-up. And number 3, which is my personal favorite, which would I would recommend the highest if you have the ability to, which is banded pull-ups. Attaching a resistance band to assist you with the pull-ups. I really like this one the most because you're actually doing like the rep, and you're actually getting like an isotonic like contraction. You're doing the full movement. It's just very good. So if you have the ability, if you have resistance bands, then I would highly recommend you going with the 3rd one. But inverted rows will actually get you very far, and also like the pull-up pulls. I have a friend who did pull-up pulls, and he got his first pull-up. So those all 3 are viable ways, but I would recommend the last one if you have the ability. And then once you're able to do body weight pull-ups, and they actually get like pretty easy, maybe if you're like able to do 15 pull-ups or something like that, going to weighted and just slowly increasing weight. Even if you start off with like 2.5 pounds, 5 pounds, just with weighted, going like for reps, and you just slowly go up and up and up and up and up, you see your numbers going up, and you feel your strength going crazy, like an overpowered exercise. I can't even lie to you. Number 2 is dips. Dips are basically the pushing exercise, contrary to the pull-ups. The pull-ups are for your back and your pulling exercise, and your dips are for your pushing exercises, right? Dips get you overpowered once you like get really good at them, and once you go weighted with them. Dips are a little hard for some people, especially for an average person or for more of a beginner. So to be able to do dips, you want to get strong at push-ups first, good quality push-ups first. So obviously doing as many push-ups as you can, trying to get to like nose to the ground, and then going all the way locking out with your arms is the proper form for push-ups. So getting strong at those, maybe like 15-20 push-ups, maybe 20 clean push-ups, right? Then you could probably do like 1 dip, and then slowly increase your reps from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go up to like 20, 15, 20 dips. Even you'll get very strong in your chest, triceps, shoulders, all of that. And if you're still very weak at even push-ups, then just go to knee push-ups. Get like your reps high in that. So just go on your knees, right? Do push-ups, get to like 20 reps, like 15, 20 reps, then go to push-ups, and then go to dips. And then once you're good at dips, 10, 15, 20 dips or stuff like that, then add some weight, a little bit of weight, and go for reps. I'm telling you, when you go with weighted pull-ups and you go with weighted dips, your strength just like astronomically just goes straight like that. Now number 1 and number 2 are a little basic, but number 3 is the handstand push-up, or any handstand push-up variation, whether it's on the wall or even free space. You don't have to balance in free space actually, but on the wall, getting your shoulders very strong. Handstand push-ups are the number 1 exercise, better than even the gym and than the dumbbell shoulder press or barbell press. Handstand push-ups, they take the cake. I'm not gonna lie. And the reason why shoulder strength is very important, especially if you're training to be like the Prophet ﷺ, is because of the descriptions of the Prophet ﷺ, one of the main ones that is mentioned in the hadith is that he was wide from, like, whatever was between the shoulders was wide. Like his shoulders, he had wide shoulders, broad shoulders. So this is like one of the main things that was mentioned in the hadith, right? So if this is the main thing, like one of the main things that is mentioned, that means it's very important. Like, so getting your shoulder strength, it's just a sign of like strength. Like, especially back in the days, they say, oh, he was broad shouldered. That means he was strong. When you get the ability to do handstand push-ups on the wall for reps, you'll see your shoulders just blow up, like actually like crazy. And if you can't do handstand push-ups on the wall yet, because they're pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie, then starting off with, first of all, like obviously being good at push-ups, right? Like once you're at those 20 push-ups, 15, 20 push-ups, going to pike push-ups, right? And doing these with proper form. Pike push-ups are a type of push-up, I'll have it on the screen. You're more in like a pike position and you lean forwards. That way the load is more on your shoulders rather than your chest and your triceps. So once you get to a pike push-up, then slowly going up into elevated, 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 eventually you'll get to back to wall. And then you can also go to chest to wall handstand push-ups. Both chest to wall and back to wall are really good. Back to wall is slightly easier. So if you're just starting out, go to back to wall first and then go to chest to wall. But both of them get you very, very far. And as for the proper form, just to quickly go over it, you want to make sure you're in as much of a pike as possible. If you're not that flexible in your hamstrings, you can bend your legs a tiny bit, but just try to walk your hands as close to your legs and your feet as close as possible. And then what you want to do is you want to lower down into almost like a triangle, right? Your hands would be right here. Your nose would be touching in a triangle almost, so you'll be leaning forward. You're not going to just be going down straight like that, right? That way, when you lean more, it's more on the shoulders and it actually transfers more into a handstand push-up. Now, before I go to number 4, I just want to give a quick honorable mention. This one isn't body weight, but like, so you do need some equipment, but still this one is up there, especially if you're able to do this, then definitely do this, which is barbell squats. Barbell squats, you know, as the gym fitness influencers say, is the king of leg exercises, or any squat variation, whether it's with weight on a barbell, dumbbell, anything like that, or even like a hack squat. Like any squat variation with weight is overpowered. And the reason why it is, right, you might think, oh, like, isn't this just a gym exercise? Well, if you think about it, a squat, like a body weight squat, is considered, what do you call it, calisthenics almost, like body weight, right? You're squatting your body weight and then you're adding weight onto that. The same way with pull-ups, you're pulling your body weight, but when you add pull-ups, when you add weight to the pull-up, then it's still body weight, but it's called weighted body weight or weighted calisthenics, right? In the same way, the squat, the barbell squat or any weighted squat, even if it's like a hack squat or any machine there that you're adding weight, at the end of the day is still considered a weighted calisthenics movement. That's why it's so overpowered. Same thing with the weighted pull-ups and the weighted dips. These three, that's why they're so overpowered. So if you have any weights at home, whether it's a barbell, dumbbells, if you have a backpack that you can put with heavy weights or something like that, or like some weighted vest, anything, like just get creative. If you can do that, then just 100%, you should be doing squats. Even if it's like higher reps, like 20 or like 30 reps, like squats are so like, man. Squats are so, man. Now, number 4, and I'm going to put number 5 also with it, are maybe an exercise that you haven't heard of, which is a Nordic curl and a reverse Nordic curl. These two are probably like one of, if not the most underrated leg exercises, like period. Like these will get you far. Personally, like with Nordic curls, like this one is for the Nordic curls for the hamstrings, and the reverse Nordic is more for the quads, right? So it gets both sides of the leg. When you get strong at these body weight, you just get to a different level of leg strength. I'm not gonna lie. Like Nordic curls, I've seen that like my speed, like in terms of running, like vastly, like dramatically increased when I got strong at the Nordics. And same thing with the reverse Nordics. I saw my squat go up by like, I think it was like 20, over like 20 pounds or something like that. Just from me, like not even squatting, but just doing reverse Nordics. Like once you get strong at these, they go absolutely crazy. Now doing these like body weight is actually pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. It's like pretty advanced. So there's 2 ways that you can regress these movements to fit your level. So number 1, you can lower the range of motion. So instead of going all the way down and all the way up for either one of them, instead of going all the way down, you can just go part of the way. So you can go halfway or even a quarter, or however much you really can. Or you can just do the negative, right? So like that comes down to the 2. So you can either do partial range of motions or you can just do the negative, and both of those will get you very well also. And number two, which is, I like this one more, and I personally do this one, which is using a band, right? So you can use a resistance band. Actually, I may have a video on the screen. My setup is I put like a resistance band on my door. So I have like a little hook like on my door for like a towel or something. I'll put the resistance band on that, and then with my feet, that's going to be enough for the reverse Nordic. But for the Nordic, when you have to have your feet under something, I personally have I have a bed sheet tied up. So I just tied like some bed sheet, put it under my door, and that is a very, very, very solid setup that I use for months on end. I still use it to this day. Very good. And then I just put a pillow under my knees, and then I just do the reps. Doing these 2 leg exercises at home, this is more than enough. Like at home, this is more than enough. Just doing these 2 for the quads and for the hamstrings get you far. Now number 6, we went over upper body, which is push and pull. We went over legs, we went over shoulders. Number 6 for the core is the only core exercise you need. You don't need all of these different planks and crunches and bicycle, whatever it may be. The only thing that you need is the hollow body hold, especially as a beginner, right? Getting strong at the hollow body hold will make your foundations and like your foundational core strength very, very solid. And if you think this is an easy movement, then I just challenge, bro, go on the floor, make sure this is the proper form, right? Making sure you do it with the proper form. Lay on the ground with your lower back fully flat. You can keep your legs at a 90, like up in the sky, and slowly lower down while keeping your back flat, right? Get all the way, I challenge you, get all the way close to the ground without arching your back any bit, legs fully straight, and hold that for 30 seconds. It's gonna be difficult. It's going to be, especially as a beginner, right? This exercise is all you need. Actually, I remember I used to, like 3.5 years ago, when I first started training, I didn't know anything about how to get like 6-pack or core or anything like that. And I was just looking at all of these videos and stuff, and I just was so confused as to what to do with core. I remember I used to literally have something like 15 core exercises before the workout. This isn't even the whole workout. Maybe, let's say it was a chest day. I had 15 exercises before the workout. So I didn't know at the time I didn't know like which exercise to do and stuff like that. Obviously it wasn't really like successful or anything like that, and I stopped after some time. But if I only knew the hollow body is what I just need to get strong at in the beginning, I would have had so much more progress. And once you get strong at the hollow body, I'll put a bonus for number 6, dragon flags. This is basically like the harder version almost of the hollow body. This is like advanced. Like once you get to like a full dragon flag, then you'll be able to you're basically set from there. You're basically good. You can obviously you don't have to have your legs fully straight for the dragon flags in the beginning. You can start off with like a tuck, and then an advanced tuck, and then like one leg. That's kind of like what I do. And then eventually going to like full legs straight all the way down. And if you get strong at the hollow body and even like the dragon flag, and you're just like semi-low like body fat percentage, if you're like pretty low body fat percentage, you're gonna have like some nice abs on that. Like there's no doubt about it. And finally, for number 7, probably the most underrated, especially if you're trying to train like the Prophet ﷺ, sprints. Especially now, like online, you'll see like all of the fitness influencers, they just talk about like the exercises and the bicep curls and like all of the different gym exercises, or maybe even just calisthenics exercises. But you don't see many of them talking about like cardio kills gains and stuff like that, right? Which is obviously false. But training sprints is so important. You need to be able to run, bro. It's just a basic human function, right? For danger, for safety, for chasing someone. Like it's just a basic primal like movement, and you just need to be fast. It's like so important to be fast. The Prophet ﷺ, the Sahaba, they used to race back then, right? They didn't used to like do all these dumbbell curls and lateral raises and stuff like that, right? They used to sprint, they used to wrestle and stuff like that, right? So sprinting is so important. Training sprints at least once a week. Once a week, it should take you like less than 15 minutes at the max, less than 15 minutes. All you need to do for sprints, 5 sets of 10 seconds with 1 minute to 90-second rests. That's it. And just sprint as hard as you can, 10 seconds. It's so easy to do. Obviously, it's gonna be hard in the moment, but it's just so important. Just at least once a week. Just once a week, literally 50 seconds of total sprinting, and just push yourself. It's so quick, so easy, and you feel so good right after that, especially if you take like a shower after that. You feel so refreshed. The rest of the day is just cake and easy. Once a week, sprints. It's a must. Now just to go over the list one more time: pull-ups, dips, handstand push-ups, Honorable mention to any weighted squat, Nordic curls, reverse Nordic curls, hollow body hold, and also the dragon flag is the advanced, and sprints. These 7, I do them myself. Put these 7 in your program and your routine. These are the only 7 bodyweight exercises that you need to gain real strength. And if you want my personal help on your journey to train more for the prophetic build, to train to be like the Prophet ﷺ, then click on the link in the description right now. Assalamu alaikum.